All right, game number 7, ladies and gentlemen. For those of you playing at home, we are restarting the match. It was about 3-4 minutes in, and we started to lose some connection with Vubli's servers or whatever was going on behind the scenes there. It just seemed like it was a little bit too messed up to just go into another save file. So we're starting again, and we'll see what's going to happen. This is game number 7. For all the marbles, every single one of them. This is what it all comes down to. These guys have been playing against some of the best competition in the world in Asian mythology for this tournament, and yeah, it all comes down to this. Spawning on the left side of the map in the blue color, playing as Poseidon. His name is Ulysses. In the right-hand side of the map in the red color, playing as Zeus. His name is Nullus. Yes, the map is Calm Shores, a cracker of a map to finish on. We'll have to wait and see what is actually going to end up happening here in this matchup. I was saying about this before we got rudely interrupted by whatever ended up happening, but this map, I believe, is a 445 map. I haven't seen anyone really executing a build order just yet to hit that, but what you want to do is you want to hit 445, because if your opponent doesn't hit 45, then you're going to have an advantage with like a forward temple, for example, with your Minotaur or Cyclops coming out to put pressure on. Then you're going to be able to put a whole bunch of pressure onto your opponent's docks and potentially win one side while defending the other side very, very easily. So, and beyond all of that, after you win one side, you can fish up that side yourself, and you can hit a pretty brutal Mythic Age behind all of that. So effectively, you need to be going quick to defend yourself, otherwise you're going to be in a tough position. But we'll see how it's going to go. Ulysses is going for what? Wait, what is this? He's got only 3 villages on food. That's got to be a mistake there from Ulysses. He's got a whole bunch of idle villager time there, but Ulysses is going for the no granary build here, and utilizing his lure here to help him out. But you do see the granary down for Nullus. He's going to be taking advantage of that. Fishing ships coming through onto all of these positions over here, and he's going to be leaving his goat here for later in the game. Already has himself 7 villages on wood, sending that villager over to the bottom location here as well. We'll see how it's all going to wrap up. Relics on the map. Guy's Book of Knowledge. Extra 300% bonus damage for infantry against Titans. Not really that big of a help. And the Toothed Arrows here. Plus 5% Archer Ballista and Car Ballista pierce damage for the archers. Yes. So 5%. So that one actually does end up mattering in this matchup quite a bit, because you will be seeing some archers coming through as we see Nullus dropping the dock down on this position. Ulysses is going to be attempting to grab an extra couple of fishing ships on that spot here, and Nullus here is not building fish out of this top location anymore, so he's not stealing away from his opponent here. Might be a little bit rudely rudely told that this is actually what's going on here. So we'll see how it's going to go. Does Ulysses, is he getting more fishing ships out of here? No, he's not. He's dropping a dock up at the top side of the map. So he's just taken one spot away from Nullus there, as Nullus is going to drop his temple down somewhere here. He's actually dropping it in the middle of his base. I would have liked to have seen the temple on this position here. I think getting a temple to attack your opponent's docks here is kind of everything. There's no temple down just yet for Ulysses, as this looks like Nullus might be able to hit himself a 445 here. He's already dropping his storehouse down onto the gold mine there. How many villages on wood? He's got 10 on wood though. So probably not going to have the food to advance right at 445. But a 5-minute advance time probably going to come through for Nullus, and probably same too will come through for Ulysses as well. As the Katoskabos is checking around, we've got the dock coming up on this position here. There's Nullus here. Just, it looks like both players going 5-15. I'm a bit surprised here. I mean, these guys are the top players, so they would know. But yeah, Hermes coming through for Ulysses. Nullus going to go through Athena here, so he will have an advantage on the water to some degree. But he has lost out on 3 fishing spots over here. Hasn't tried to take these ones in. I mean, Ulysses is going to have a slight advantage, but he will have to deal with triremes coming through here to kind of block this off. But I guess what Ulysses could do is drop a dock over here and cause some problems on that position as well if he wants to try and do that. But it looks like he's just going to be trying to play as standard and strong as he possibly can here. And I mean, with the help of ceasefire at this point, Ulysses could do something rather crazy here as well, which is kind of like a ceasefire fast heroic or ceasefire land attack as well. But we'll see what he's going to try and do. I imagine he's just going to play it fairly standard, as we've got 4 docks for both players. We'll have the archer ships coming out straight away afterwards as husbandry coming through. That is a spicy grab there from Nullus. Early husbandry, and he's going to be getting out his ships here. Same too as Ulysses. No one's getting out per scene just yet. Does make a lot of sense here. Is he getting them out on both sides? Yes, he is. As the fishing ship going to start getting targeted down. The question is, do you bolt this or not? As the Kadoskobos scouting around, we've got the Centaur coming through here for Ulysses, as well as the Trireme going to get taken down on this position. Centaur going to be looking to get some harassment down into the middle of the map. Ulysses getting out, or Nullus getting out his Odysseus here. Do we see any heroes out here for Ulysses? No, but he does have the favor income as the Trireme almost gets sniped down here, pulling back. We do see the Trireme pushing through under this position here. The dock doesn't actually have anyone in it at this point, so completely fine for Nullus to get that damage done, as he will snipe down one fishing ship. Gonna have to retreat though after this, and be losing some units over here. Meanwhile, do we see the bolt there? Yes, we did. Centaur gets bolted on that position, and Nullus going to be pulling back here as the unit's looking to put some pressure into the main base over here. As Odysseus getting some targeting down onto this position, as the Kadoskobos does get hit over here. Got to be a little bit careful not to lose that Minotaur on that position there, as Nullus pushing back over here. Only 3 Trireme there for Ulysses, as it looks like Nullus is getting some advantage on that position over here. Going to be able to snipe off a villager. Not quite. He has utilized the ground stance over here, as the Theseus going to come through and try and take that one out. Do we see Hippolyta coming through? Yes, we do. As the Trireme coming through to take out this Trireme over here. Plenty of ships here for Nullus, as it looks like he's going to be able to win the top side of the water for this at this point in time. And we'll see him trying to check out the fish over there, but he can just take out this dock for the time being, as the Odysseus will be getting pushed back now. He doesn't have bolt any longer, as the Trireme getting taken down on this position as well. 2 left for Ulysses, as Nullus has to retreat back. And we will be seeing this dock getting taken down for the time being. Hopefully Nullus recognizes he's getting targeted down on that position and moves his Trireme a little bit. Looks like he does, as he's still trying to be... He's been a little bit too aggressive here. Once you win one side, don't get over aggressive. Don't get greedy. Hold on the other side. As we see this fishing ship trying to pop out and trying to grab these spots, but not going to really be a possibility here. As Ulysses not doing anything on that position anymore. We do see the Theseus coming in over here, as the villager's going to be retreating back. Jason is queued up as well to help out, but the Odysseus very low HP here, as the Hippolyta coming through. We'll be seeing the villagers pulling forward here to try and take down that Theseus or that Hippolyta over here, as the Theseus getting very, very low on the HP. Meanwhile, the Trireme pressing everywhere over on this position really, really nicely. Do we see some Trireme getting built into the docks? Yes, we do, but is it really worth it to do that or not is the big question. I reckon a town center would have been maybe a better idea here. As this dock about to get taken down, I wouldn't mind seeing a villager moving up there to drop some more docks down here and grab these fishing ships positions and being nice and defensive, as the Theseus does go down there, as the Jason going to be taking down the Hippolyta. Hippolyta going to be making a break for it here, but with the Odysseus getting a little bit of chip damage done, that does slow the Hippolyta down ever so slightly, but she will be getting away for the time being. The Trireme do pop out here for Nullus. He's holding on this position very, very nicely, as Ulysses has to pull back now. We see a second town center coming down now for Ulysses, though, as the units getting picked off over here. We will see the other dock getting taken down after all is said and done, as the fishing ships over here getting taken down as well. Nullus is definitely going to be looking to grab his own town center behind this. I wouldn't mind seeing this forward one getting grabbed. As the Zeus player, you can go for one town center fast mythic here, and it can be very, very good here, because you're going to get a Hephaestus nice and fast. You're going to get the 10 villager bonus from that, from the Plenty Vault and all the other good stuff that comes through. Alternatively, you go for a hero timing attack onto a gold mine or something, but we're not seeing that happen. We're just going to see the town centers. I think this is very safe for Nullus, but Ulysses playing as Poseidon, yes, he's a little bit behind now. He's lost the water, but Poseidon has got the advantage in the late game in this matchup in spades. The militia pop out. They're so strong. They're free units, so being behind in economy doesn't really matter all that much. As the army coming through onto this position, will we see the town center coming up? We see Nullus retreating his Odysseus away from this location. Will it get up? We see a couple more villagers coming through. A Toxotes is on, and it looks like it's not going to be enough here as the heroes both fall, and Nullus is going to have to pull off of this location. Ulysses transitioning onto the land very, very fast here. The town center getting very close to getting up here. He needs to get more villagers through onto it. He's got so many villagers here. The Hippocon getting taken down, and the town center is up. Just barely. Nullus barely managed to get that up. That could have been so huge for Ulysses, but he's just too slow to get there. This final dock still not getting taken down by Nullus. I would love to see him still getting that dock getting put up on that location. Meanwhile, we've got a lot of population currently sitting on the water here for Nullus, so he's going to have to sort that out. But he does have the 2 town centers. He's got the military units coming out here as well, as the army going to be pushing in onto this position. Nullus needs to kind of keep himself nice and safe under this position here if he can. Does he have restoration still? Yes, he does. There is still a ceasefire remaining as well as the army pushing through onto this position. We'll see if he can hold on here. But, I mean, Town Center does a lot of damage here. Restoration coming through to help push back Theseus out as well. And the army will have to retreat here. Not going to be able to do all too much more damage. As we see some trireme popping out, there are still the 7 trireme for Nullus in on this position. He's got to pay attention over here. Still not dealing with this position over here either. Maybe you could send the Hippocon through there to deal with that, but now it's 108 population for Nullus to 95 population for Ulysses, as Ulysses has to basically start farming here. He's used all of his herdables in the early game as well, so that's absolutely huge here to boot, and we'll see how things will end up coming through as the trireme pushing through onto this position, and Nullus going to be fighting this one. Nicely good micro here as the trireme pulling back for Ulysses, realizing he can't really get all too much done here. Again, I wouldn't mind seeing just move forward and deal with this, as we do see the villager finally coming forward to drop that dock up here for Nullus. As what can Ulysses do here? He's trying to push himself to get to the next age. He's got 400 food in the bank, dropping houses all over the place. Is he building units still? He's stopped units production completely. Nullus, on the other hand, he's on 3 town centers. He's going full population, full cent here. I wouldn't mind seeing him check this out over here as well, as the walls coming down. Actually, he's just putting walls down over here, trying to secure the entirety of the map and secure our gold mine. As the villagers on these berries over here, it looks like Nullus's spidey senses are somewhat tingling. Maybe he's going to go after the wood. Maybe he's going to go after the gold mine here, as the town center is now coming down for Ulysses. This could have been a complete cut from Nullus's perspective if he actually moved over there, but he doesn't know what's going down just yet. The villagers retreating off of this location here, as Nullus not paying attention. He's going to be moving over onto this gold mine here, as the army needs to come through for Ulysses as well. And while this is going on, Nullus could split his army up and take that town center down, but he doesn't know what's going up. He doesn't have the line of sight on that one. And some villager harassment coming in. He just basically wants to idle the economy for just a little bit here and then retreat away. He picks off one villager there. A couple of Hippocon getting taken down. The army going to be pushing across the map here, potentially to take down those units. The town center going up here very, very quickly. And it looks like Nullus is just a little bit too slow to stop this one from coming up. But his economy is gigantic here, ladies and gentlemen, as the trireme pushing through onto this position will be able to actually finally push Nullus off of the water here. Nullus kind of paying attention. He's going to be losing a fishing ship though. Yes, he will, as those trireme will win on that location over there. Still not pushing onto that dock over here just yet, but all the trireme have been dealt with over there as well, as Nullus now going to be able to advance to the next age. I think the point here that Nullus is trying to make is that he doesn't mind if he loses the fishing ship, because that's so much population, so many resources to put into this, and if he loses the fishing ship, he just can get more villagers out because he's got 3 town centers. So every fishing ship he loses is just like an extra villager that pops out here. As Nullus still hasn't clicked up his armory, he's forgotten his armory here, as he's trying to shoot that one up. He does have a very big advantage army-wise. He's got the line upgrades as well, as the units retreating back. He's got stables, archery ranges coming up on that position over there as well, as Nullus taking down those militia as best as he possibly can. See the units retreating away here, as the Toxotes pushing forward to take down these enemy Toxotes here as well. And Nullus going to be retreating back here as best as he can, looking around on the map to hit this gold mine yet again. All the villagers are over here, however. As do we see any sneaky units coming out over there? Not just yet. As Nullus' Apollo is on the way. Look at all the resources in the bank, though, for Nullus. He is going to be heading straight to the Mythic Age behind this. So the big question is, does he go for the ballsy underworld from here over to here and go through Hera? Or does he just go for Phasis and play it safe? There is still ceasefire remaining. You have to remember that. There's some villagers over here getting sniped. Nice raids from Nullus. I wouldn't mind seeing him transition away from the Hippocon here and go into military units, which is, not military units, infantry units here, which is exactly what he's doing, sniping villages as well, spreading his Hippocon up to attack multiple different locations here as he does realize this is exactly where the villagers are, retreating away now on this location as the underworld can come down here immediately. His Toxotes are in position over here. Will he go for it? Force a ceasefire at this point would be absolutely huge. Looks like he's not quite deciding to go for it. Is the market going up somewhere? Yes, it is. The trireme finishing off that final dock over on this position over here as the army comes through here for Ulysses. Carpenter's Quarry, irrigation, everything coming through for Nullus. He is not leaving anything to chance in this game, saying, look, I'm getting all my upgrades. I want everything I can possibly get here. And he's clicked up to the Mythic Age through Hephaestus. This is as safe as it possibly gets. Nullus walling up the map completely here, and it looks like he's going to put all the pressure onto this town center. He does have Underworld. There is still ceasefire, however. The army sacrificing itself into the corner as the Toxotes coming through here for Nullus to harass the villagers yet again. 71 villagers for Ulysses, 12 fishing ships, 76 for Nullus, 12 fishing ships as well. So still very, very equal here in this game as the Toxotes getting some villager kills. They're finally retreating away. Again, good raid here for Ulysses. And not only that, the town center is targeting the Odysseus, so these Toxotes are more than happily going to be sitting under that location as the Hippocon going after villagers on this location as well. Do we see any sort of fortress? Yes, we do. Nullus is going to immediately be able to go into what are they called? Heliopolis. He's going to be able to build Heliopolis here as fast as soon as he possibly can. So losing all these units is not really that big of a deal here for him because he's going to immediately reproduce them, but it's not that big of a deal because he's going to be able to build even better units. Those Toxotes start becoming a little bit useless when Heliopoli come into the picture here, as he still hasn't started building out of here. He's got himself the favor to get himself immediate Forge of Olympus here. So many resources in the bank. The Pegasus sitting on this position over here, as well as a market immediately coming up for Ulysses. He's trying to chase Nullus as fast as he possibly can, but he is a full minute and a half behind the Hephaestus of Nullus, as Ulysses, he doesn't even have fortified town centers. His fortified town centers about to pop. Flood control coming through, coinage coming through, medium infantry coming through as well. Plenty Vault gets thrown down on this position as the army going to be pushing through over here. Nullus realizes he can take control of this gold mine here, and he takes control of the game as well, because this gold mine's got 3,600 gold left in it. The Jason will get sniped down off of that position. We've got Heliopoli queued up already. Artemis on the way here for Ulysses. Do we see upgrades? We don't see Masons through just yet for Nullus. He's got so many resources, but he has to he basically has to realize that Earthquake is a threat here. But just get yourself Masons and Architects, and it does nothing on his town centers. Maybe put some buildings around on the back here as well. He's got buildings surrounding his home town center, surrounding this town center. So just this back town center that is kind of weak in this game. It's copper mail, copper weapons, copper shields coming through. The army retreating back. All upgrades coming through for Nullus. He is booming up a storm in this game. Look at the score difference for Nullus as he is pushing in right now. He's got the Toxotes. He's got the Hoplites. The Heliopoli retreats, and Ulysses doesn't even want to play it out. He realizes exactly how far behind he is in this game and realizes too much respect for Nullus here. Gonna tap out 18 minutes into the game. Nullus gets his first tournament win against Ulysses ever here. He's got to be absolutely stoked with that play, with everything going on there. Absolutely huge for Nullus. Gets the win. Congratulations to him. Congratulations to Ulysses. A really hard fought second place here. He didn't make it easy for Nullus at all in this series. A completely wild ride here. Nullus going to 5 games against multiple, or going to the full games against multiple players in this tournament here. He had such a difficult bracket. If you just look at some of the players that he had to go through in this tournament, he had to go through Matrius. He had to go through Joe. He had to go through Soup. And then he had to go through Ulysses to finish it all up. An absolutely bonkers ride here for Nullus. And he firmly cements himself in the history books in Asian mythology. His legacy is definitely solidified here as one of the strongest players in Asian mythology, the Titans. If you guys enjoyed this tournament, enjoyed this series, we still got the 3rd, 4th place match to go. Please consider hitting the follow on the Twitch. Don't miss out. If you're on the YouTubes, hit that subscribe button, leave a comment, and I will see you guys in the next game.